What's up, guys? Coach John Wojo here with JW Fitness with another question. I have a detached tendon in my biceps. Does anyone else have this problem? It doesn't stop me from lifting. So I actually tore my biceps, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe longer. I'm not even sure at this point. It was my right biceps and I had a distal tear. So my biceps tore off my lower arm. It was a complete distal tear, and I did have it surgically reattached. And I am so glad, so happy that I made that decision to get it reattached, because there was part of me at the time that was considering just leaving it be, specifically because once the initial pain and shock of the situation went away after a couple days, it didn't stop me from lifting, right? I could do everything that I did normally. Like I've said in another video, a recent video I just did, that your biceps is the primary supinator of your lower arm. Your biceps is not the primary flexor of your lower arm. It aids in flexion of your elbow. Not your lower arm, but your elbow. So your biceps aids in the flexion of your elbow, but it's not the primary mover. So I was able to still do curls and bench and triceps and obviously legs and all that stuff. It didn't stop me. So the only real reason to get it reattached, I suppose, was more for aesthetics, because I didn't want to have my bicep roll up my arm and then have this little bump at the top of my arm, and then just have this be all flat at the bottom, and then it would look weird. And I've had some coaches over the years in track and field that had torn their biceps and never got it reattached, and they always had this kind of funny looking arm. And I was like, man, I don't want to be that way. I want to, I want to look symmetrical. I want to look like I'm built. I don't want to have a shriveled bicep on my arm. So anyway, I'm very happy that I made that decision to get it reattached, because now it's, not that I ever completely forget which arm it was, but it's so far in the rearview mirror now that I don't really, don't ever think about it. If this person recently, because you could detach your biceps obviously from your lower arm or up at your scapula there. So right, your scapula, I think that's correct. I should know that. So it depends on where you tore it, because if you tore it up high, then your bicep is going to shrivel down and lump towards your elbow. And if you tear it low, it's going to shrink up towards your shoulder and lump up there. And whatever the torn tendon is just going to kind of reattach itself with scar tissue somewhere. And, that's just what you're going to end up with, a lumpy bicep that is largely inactive. So if this person tore their biceps recently, from what I remember, is you really have a month to make a decision in order for the surgery to be as easy as it can be. Otherwise, they might have to go and hunt for the end of your hunt for that detached tendon and pull it down or pull it up, and it just complicates the surgery more than it needs to be. So I would highly recommend getting it reattached. I think just in the long run, you'll be happier. The price you have to pay in rehab and the time spent away from doing upper body until your arm heals enough that you can resume training is well worth the price. Now, speaking about it, with it so far in the rearview mirror, I am so happy that I made the decision to get it reattached, and that is what I recommend that you do. Guys, if you appreciate the content, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.